The Knicks postgame show presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. R.J. Barrett again picking up the slack without Jalen Brunson. 27 points. Knicks were up by 16 at the half. But the Hornets dominated the second half. Kelly Oubre led them with 27. They had 3 players with at least 20. And the Hornets tonight beat the Knicks 112-105. The Knicks winning streak over at 9 wins in a row. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Monica McNutt. Alan Hahn will join us shortly. So the Knicks up big at the half, but the Hornets outscored the Knicks by 23 points in the second half, and that is the end of the winning streak. And clearly this Knicks team fought hard but ran out of gas in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to put it, Pito. When you look at the compelling double overtime victory on Sunday to turn around and get ready for tonight's game without your starting point guard still. And so, yes, tonight was an opportunity against a Charlotte Hornets team that is struggling, but their first 5 is formidable, and we saw that down the stretch. I mean, the Knicks, essentially a case of falling in love with the 3. You live by the 3. To a degree, you die by the 3, although I think rebounding was another important component in that second half as Charlotte battled back and was able to pull out the win.
Knicks from 3 in the second half, 2 out of 18. Kind of indicates the fatigue factor. But they were great in the second quarter. They had their best quarter of the game in that second quarter, outscoring the Hornets 45-29 and taking that 16-point halftime lead.
So much of that second quarter was about the ball movement and was about the flow, the opportunities that were given to the squad off of their defensive pressure. I mean, R.J. Barrett was reckless in a positive way. Resentless is actually the word I probably want in terms of attacking the paint. The Knicks had quite a few points in the paint in this ball game, but ultimately they trailed in that category by 2 for the final score. But RJ was terrific tonight. He got to the paint. This is a team that played collective defense. Mitchell Robinson got to the glass and rebounded as he can. You see Josh Hart there putting pressure on the rim off of the defensive rebound. The ball moved well. I love this play. Quentin Grimes drawing to an easy dump off for Mitchell Robinson. Julius Randle getting the ball toward the rim enough to have the defenses playing for a shot and then making the right pass to a shooter in the corner. And then Emmanuel quickly picking up where he left off over the weekend with that floater. But Terry Rozier and the Hornets, ultimately, even though you got plays like this, Quentin Grimes rebound going coast to coast with a great finish. Ultimately, the rhythm that you saw in the second quarter was not replicated in the second half. And particularly when you look at the clutch time moments when this game got close, 5 minutes or so to go, I can think of 3 turnovers off the top of my head that were just self-inflicted wounds. And you can't do that because you're dealing with professionals on the other side as well, and the Hornets were able to capitalize.
To your point, final 6 minutes, and the trend during the winning streak was the Knicks winning the final 6 minutes. A lot of that had to do with the fact that, of course, Jalen Brunson's running the show. The Knicks were able to compensate without Brunson Sunday night in Boston. But tonight, final 6 minutes, Monica, Knicks outscored 23-7. We haven't seen that in a long, long time.
Yeah, and I was kind of jotting some things down because I didn't want to miss a few things. Now, there's some key plays that happen that don't necessarily register as turnovers in the box score, but you've got illegal screens happening. I mean, you've got loose ball fouls going against guys, and so essentially those are turnovers. Those are possessions that you needed in clutch time that you gave away and gave back to the Charlotte Hornets. And the Charlotte Hornets just moved the basketball, and they found their guys down in the fourth. And so what was once coming easy didn't come as easily, although that was a good putback by Mitchell Robinson. Rozier gets a friendly bounce. The ball's moving for the Hornets. Gordon Hayward, still a player in this league that has to be respected, gets a big-time and 1 to fall there. Julius gets this basket to fall, but ultimately too much of that guy on the other end. And credit Charlotte. They flipped the statistics in terms of rebounding. They out-rebounded the Knicks in the second half. You mentioned the three-point shooting they made. At least they got out and contested. And the Knicks, whether you argue, is partly fatigue in terms of shooting long-range shots. Ultimately, the Hornets get in here and they still won.
Of course, LaMelo Ball's out, right? He's got a bad ankle. He's missed about half the season. But you got Rozier, great game. Hayward had an excellent fourth quarter, double digits in the fourth quarter. And I mentioned Oubre led the way with 27. So they have some offensive weapons. They are second from the bottom in the East, but Charlotte Hornets say they get paid too. And it is the Knicks not winning, even though R.J. Barrett had his second straight game. 29 against Boston, and I mentioned off the top 27 tonight.
I mean, this is classic trap game. I don't mean to use that.
I know, but it doesn't come. Trap to me connotates like lack of effort.
No.
That wasn't the case, though.
I don't think, and we can get into that, the connotation of a trap game a little bit later, but here's what R.J. Barrett did very, very well. We talk so often about his ability to get to the rim with his shoulders. I loved how selfless he was in the course of this ballgame. That play right there where he steps back and gets the three after looking for Josh Hart on transition is one of my favorites. He was terrific. 10 of 24, 27 points. I love the 4 assists from him and the 6 rebounds. Han talked about that in the pregame show. He's coming off of an 11 rebound performance versus Boston. So he certainly did his part in the absence of Jalen Brunson. But ultimately, like I said, we go back to clutch time. There was room for this team to grow 1 through 5 on the floor and 1 through 9 in terms of the entire rotation.
All right, so Alan Hahn helped call the game on the MSG Radio Network. He is here. And, we're talking about the concept of trap game. And to me, trap game, the definition is maybe not taking the opposition seriously enough. I don't think that's the case tonight. I don't think you make that point.
No, I don't know. But they talked about it before the game. I mean, even the team did. It was something that came up, and it was something Tom Thibodeau didn't want to hear about. But certainly you have to address. And, you were just saying this a couple of minutes ago. The Hornets have professional scorers. Again, Terry Rozier got hot in that third quarter. Gordon Hayward got to where he wanted to go. The Knicks defense just wasn't what it's been all year. Slower, not closing out. I mean, 54 points in the paint. Mm-hmm. That's not what this team does. I mean, this is the second best points in the paint defense in the league. Yeah. So they don't normally give you the paint like they were getting it at ease in this game tonight. You don't like to make excuses. Fatigue was a factor. Look at Julius Randle. Look at just what you were getting out of him, which was half a tank. I'll give you what I can. This was a game that most players in the league load manage. Julius Randle wants to play every game, so he played, but you could see he didn't have a lot in the tank. And the Knicks didn't have Jalen Brunson. RJ Barrett did all he could. I thought the bench really gave them good minutes and gave them lead and a little bit of separation on the scoreboard. When the starters came back in, it stopped, mainly because energy, effort, intensity on defense, and also on defensive rebounding was just not present for most of this game.
They're tired. I mean, I know they're professionals, but they're also human beings. Randall, 5 out of 17, and Quickly, who played the 55 minutes against Boston, 5 out of 16.
You can see, look, how many times tonight, I was saying to Ed Cohn, who was doing on the play-by-play call on the radio, how many times did he say short? The shot goes up, short. A lot.
Yes, I think multiple things can be true. This team has been on a hell of a run, and the last 2 games took a lot out of them. This is a team that's at the bottom of the standings. And so I think, strategically, fatigue comes into play. I'm not living and dying by the 3-point line. I got to get to
Which is what Barrett did. Got into the paint and tried to score.
Got to get to the paint. I got to get
been doing really well of late.
But here's my other one pushback on tired. Although I think that is true, this is a ball game with 5 minutes to go. You get how many turnovers? 3 turnovers that I can think of. Yep. You got a loose ball foul. You got an illegal screen in there. Now, granted, Josh Hart gets one of those back and draws an illegal screen on Gordon Hayward, but these are the moments where everybody has to take to account, my legs are heavy. This is clutch time. What's the best shot that we can get? In particular, in that clutch time, this team goes to the first round of the playoffs or beyond, you're going to be tired. You got to figure that out, particularly when it's still a ball game. I would almost accept tired if they got waxed tonight by 15 and it was never a ball game. But for it to be a ball game, to me, this was an opportunity to grow and press through that fatigue. Because, baby, fatigue is here to stay.
I know, but that second half, they just look 62 to 39 outscored in the second half.
That third quarter was a rare third quarter of doom. We always used to bring that up, but when Tom Thibodeau took over as coach, third quarters have not been a major issue for this team. But this was tonight, and I said it, like they had a great finish to the second quarter. They built themselves a big lead, and you were at 66, but at 45-point second quarter. Mm-hmm. And I said, these first 3 minutes of the second half is going to tell me a lot. Mm-hmm. And those first 3 minutes of the second half,
told you a lot.
All Hornets.
They told you a lot, indeed.
And by the way, the Nets are probably going to beat the Rockets, and all of a sudden you got the Nets now only a game behind the Knicks for 5th.
Don't get caught up in that.
Well, that's relevant.
I was walking out of the building with all the fans coming out, a lot of frustration, and one fan said this: "Did you think they were going to win every game?"
Right.
The streak's going to end. I said, yeah, we said that. The streaks, the streak's going to.
I'm okay. You're like, you're not giving them a break. I give them a break.
I just, because they had it. They had it.
Yes. All right. That's the frustrating part.